Some of the amazing things that we're finding in the fall this year are things that we'll see right here at FormLabs. And Clark Anthony is going to tell us all about what they do.
Excellent. Thank you. So FormLabs is a Boston-based company. We make SLA, stereolithography inverted 3D printer, the Form 2, as well as the post-processing units for it.
And what are the major applications for your products?
So SLA is a 3D printing process, has been around since the 1980s. It uses a liquid photopolymer, and in our case, a UV laser as the light source. Everywhere that laser is striking the photopolymer, it's hardening and polymerizing and adhering to the layer above it. The advantage of SLA is that you get incredibly fine details and tight tolerances. So you can do things like articulating figures with very, very fine details.
So are you basically doing modeling, or are you building are your clients building actual products?
So it depends. 3D printing has always kind of fit the niche of rapid prototyping for product manufacturing. That's really been the bread and butter and the main application for 3D printing for the longest time. What we're starting to see, especially as more materials hit the market, is people are coming out with all sorts of new applications for it. Some of them, for example, are actually end use. So there's a lot of low volume, high customization, end use manufacturing that's starting to go on in 3D printing as well.
Can you give us some examples of those kind of products?
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't have it here today, but there's a company that uses our printer based down in North Carolina called Handsmith, and they actually make prosthetic hands out of our tough resin. It's very similar to ABS and mechanical properties, but because the resin costs are low enough, they can actually make these, what would traditionally be very expensive prosthetic hands, custom fit for patients.
And I assume that these are non-organic materials that you work with, as opposed to the medical advances that we hear about, making new ears and noses and what have you?
Yeah, so that's bio 3D printing. So those are there's all sorts of different printing processes. These are all acrylate methacrylated photopolymers. So they're very similar to acrylic in material properties.
And Leslie, what should we expect from FormLabs over the next 2-3 years?
Some really amazing things. We actually just came out, just announced it a few months ago. We're coming out with what's known as an SLS printer. So the Form 2, which is behind me, that's an SLA printer. SLS stands for selective laser sintering. So that's going to use a nylon powder and a laser. And everywhere that laser strikes the nylon powder, it sinters the particles together. So you get the mechanical properties of nylon. But because the printing process has the powder as the support bed, you don't need actual supports on the parts.
And if people want to find out more about your products, where should they go?
Formlabs.com, FORMLABS.com.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.